Good morning. I'm Councillor Granger, Councillor for District 1 in Kings County. And today we are doing a public information meeting for a proposed development agreement. This is a review process to inform the public when the municipality is considering a proposal that may be of significant community interest. As well, it allows the staff to explain the planning process under which council may consider the proposal and the criteria used to evaluate the proposal. So no evaluation or decisions will be made at this point, and this also allows the public a chance to digest and ask questions and provide early comments. So this morning I'm lucky enough to have two people from Planning and Development Services. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself this morning.
Yeah, I'm Jeremy Banks. And with me this morning is...
I'm Laura Mosher. I'm Manager of Planning and Development Services, and Jeremy's one of our planners.
I'll be doing the presentation this morning. So Ms. Granger, if you are ready to roll.
I'm ready.
All right, I'm just going to load up that slideshow right now. Thank you for that introduction. This is a public information meeting regarding a development agreement for Noel Ciani in Canning for a property near J. Jordan Road and Summer Street. The application actually pertains to three properties, PIDs 55354385, 55384796, 55008627 are the three public PIDs. A brief agenda. Councillor Granger has been courteous enough to do a welcome and introductions. I'm going to do a presentation, and then this will conclude again with Councillor Granger. The purpose of this meeting is to inform the public of the application, to explain that the planning policies that enable this application to occur, and to receive preliminary feedback. This recording will be posted for viewing for 30 days, and during that period you are encouraged to send your feedback and comments to me here at our county office, and I'll have that contact information towards the end of this presentation. What is important to note is that no decisions are made at this time, and no opinions have been formed on this application. The property lies within Kings County, and specifically it takes place within the northwest corner of Canning. The location is near the corner of J. Jordan Road on the west, the left side of this image, and Summer Street to the north. The area for the proposed application is 22.25 acres. It's primarily vacant land and does contain an existing road access next to 900 Summer Street with about 65 feet of frontage on Summer Street. And there are other road frontages next to 1016 J. Jordan Road and 976 J. Jordan Road with over 100 feet of road access. The area is designated in our municipal planning strategy as residential. And residential designated areas are intended to contain primarily residential uses and may also include home-based businesses or compatible small-scale commercial or office uses, as well as open space, parks, and areas. In our land use bylaw, the area is zoned comprehensive neighborhood development, an R5 zone. These zones are intended to enable the development of large-scale and comprehensively planned neighborhoods by development agreement. And these zones only permit agricultural or forestry uses as of right. All other development within these zones does require a development agreement. And this proposal is to develop by development agreement the following on the subject properties: up to 6 apartment buildings with heights up to 5 stories and containing up to 70 residential units, each for a total of 420 units in apartments, as well as 22 townhouse units and indoor and outdoor amenity areas. It is important to note that a development agreement is essentially a special contract between the municipality and the applicant, which enables unique developments as directed through our municipal planning strategy. This unique development is laid out a little bit like this, with 2 road accesses from J. Jordan Road and 1 from Summer Street. This map is now rotated, so Summer Street's on your left. But the map does include a transition from single families on Summer Street through townhouses into what would be apartment buildings, as well as parking areas removed from the street, so hidden from view, as well as walking trails, park, green spaces, as well as water retention features. With the intention that these amenities are available both for the residents and especially the open spaces available for the nearby community as well. A policy review of the policies that enable this application include Land Use Bylaw Policy 4.7.1. The purpose of the Comprehensive Neighborhood Development R5 zone is to enable the development of a large-scale and comprehensively planned neighborhood by development agreement. And that Land Use Bylaw 4.7.4 states that, pursuant to our municipal planning strategy, the development of a comprehensive planned neighborhood development in accordance with our MPS is permitted within the zone by development agreement specifically. Municipal planning strategy 3.1.11 states that comprehensive neighborhood development lands, R5 zones, are intended to enable development of large-scale and comprehensively planned neighborhoods, and that this zone is applied to areas that are a minimum of 5 acres in size, would benefit from a public planning process, and need to be well integrated with surrounding lands to meet the goals of the strategy, which may include areas that require the construction of important transportation infrastructure like roads, or that contain or abut environmentally sensitive features, or where an innovative development form is desired. MPS Policy 3.1.12 states that council shall permit within the Comprehensive Neighborhood Development R5 zone a limited amount of as-of-right development that is not expected to prevent future comprehensive development, including, but not limited to, forestry uses, agriculture, and the limited expansion of existing uses. MPS Policy 3.1.13 states council shall consider only by development agreement proposals for comprehensive planned neighborhood developments within the Comprehensive Neighborhood Development Zone, the R5 zone, and that in evaluating such development agreements, council shall be satisfied that the proposal consists of land uses that are consistent with the intent of the residential designation, which includes but is not limited to residential uses, community facilities, recreational facilities, and commercial uses intended to serve the neighborhood. It further states that this proposal must provide a mix of housing options rather than only one building type. That the application has an overall minimum density of 4 units an acre for developments serviced by central sewer and water, and a similar density for unserviced developments, provided the environment can sustainably support the proposed development. Has a neutral or positive long-term impact on municipal finances, as shown by a fiscal impact analysis or the community or environmental benefits outweighing the cost. That the proposal includes appropriate phasing to ensure orderly development that minimizes the creation of vacant parcels of land between the existing developed lands and the proposed site. That it results in public infrastructure that is efficient to service and maintain. That it encourages active transportation by providing sufficient sidewalks, pathways, and/or trails consistent with the transportation infrastructure policies contained in Section 2.3 Infrastructure of the Municipal Planning Strategy. That it minimizes environmental impact by protecting sensitive natural features and incorporating low-impact approaches for managing stormwater. That it provides a minimum of a 100-foot wide vegetative buffer within the Comprehensive Neighborhood Development R5 zones adjacent to the Agriculture Zone, A1 zone. And that notwithstanding the minimum requirements set out in the subdivision bylaw, that the proposal should provide a minimum of 10% open space contribution. That the proposal utilizes alternative road, lot servicing, and other infrastructure standards where appropriate. That it provides sufficient vehicle and pedestrian transportation links with any adjacent town, village, or property through the dedication of land intended for use as a road reserve. Complements existing and planned development within an adjacent town or village in location, design, and any linkages between town or village and municipal infrastructure, and meets the general development agreement criteria set out in section 5.3, development agreements and amending the land use bylaw. That section, MPS policy 5.3, includes 5.37 that council shall ensure that any proposal for a development agreement is in keeping with the intent of the municipal planning strategy, that considers the financial impact on the municipality, that considers the land use compatibility, that adequacy and proximity of school, recreation, and community facilities shall be considered, as well as the consideration of potential traffic hazards or congestion, the adequacy of fire protection, the adequacy of sewer and water services, the potential for flooding or serious drainage problems, and the negative impacts on well fields or other groundwater supplies. Additional concerns include pollution, potential pollution on soil, siltation of watercourses, the negative impacts on lake water quality or wetlands nearby, the negative impacts on neighboring farming operations, and the suitability of the site in general, which includes grades, soils, geological conditions, location of watercourses, marshes, bogs, swamps, and proximity to utility right-of-ways. This is just the beginning of the process, though. This is a public information meeting, which happens immediately after a complete application is received. For applications that require special merit, we do additional engagement, which we will be doing with this application. And following that period of engagement and public comment, staff will conduct a full review of the application and comments and create a report which is presented to the Planning Advisory Committee. That report would then go forward with a recommendation to a first reading by council, a public hearing, and a second reading by council. And if finally approved, would include a 14-day appeal period. This is at times a lengthy process. And there are opportunities for public comment at each of the committee meetings if you're following along. And residents within 500 feet will be notified directly through the mail when the public hearing occurs, so that if they have an interest in attending, they can. That hearing will also be advertised in the local newspaper, as is this public information meeting. Again, if you do have comments and feedback, please send them my way. I am Jeremy Banks. I'm one of the planners working on this file. And my phone number is 902-690-6150. And you can also email me your comments if you prefer at jbanks@countyofkings.ca. If you would like your comments to be included in the final report, I do require you to include a name and an address, and a civic address. But regardless, I do appreciate hearing your comments, and I'm here to serve. So I'm in the office 8:30 to 5:30, or 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday, and feel free to reach out. Thank you very much, Councillor Granger and Laura Mosier. And I'm just going to stop sharing this, and my presentation is complete.
Thank you, Jeremy. That was great. And thank you again to Laura Mosier. And as stated, please keep in mind there is going to be a public open house at some point, so we can present a little more material, and you can actually in person meet the person, the developers, and also talk to the staff about things that are concerning you. So thank you. That was very comprehensive. And Laura, do you have anything to add?
No, I would just say you can track the progress of this application on our planning applications page at www.countyofkings.ca/planning, and that will be updated, and you'll be able to check on the status and where we're at with the process throughout the processing period. So, and I'll throw my contact information there too, so the public can feel free to contact me as well.
Excellent. Thank you both so much.
Thanks, June.